pharaohs who ruled ancient Egypt were devoted to the pursuit of immortality. They directed that magnificent temples and statues be built in their honor, believing their spirits would attain eternal life as long as their names were spoken aloud. Egyptian civilization thrived under the pharaohs for more than 1,300 years, nearly twice the age of the Greek or Roman empires in their prime. But foreign tribes began to infiltrate the land. They exploited the growing dissension among Egypt's rulers and seized the reins of power. The Egyptians rallied against the intruders, and after 2 centuries of struggle, the enemy was vanquished. A new dynasty of pharaohs arose, warrior kings, to answer the call of destiny. More than 1,000 years after the first pyramid was built, Egyptian culture entered what is now called the New Kingdom, a period in which Egypt established itself as one of the greatest powers on earth. Where once only pharaohs were entitled to an afterlife, in the New Kingdom, all Egyptians believed they could attain life after death. The god Osiris would balance the heart of the deceased against a white feather, the symbol of truth. If they received a favorable judgment, the spirit would spend eternity pursuing the pleasures it had known in life. The pharaohs of the New Kingdom looked to a different area of the Nile to construct their final resting places. They abandoned the pyramid form and built their tombs in the shadow of stone cliffs. In an isolated gorge, they created the Valley of the Kings. Pharaoh after pharaoh sought to leave his mark. Monuments were erected, torn down, then merged into new monuments, only to be torn down again. With the Valley of the Kings in a state of building frenzy, staggering progress was made in art, architecture, and science. These advances were achieved with one purpose in mind: to bring mortal man closer to the gods.
There was no such thing as science versus religion in ancient Egypt. We 20th century Westerners tend to divide the world thought into scientific approaches, empirical, rational approaches, if you will, and the other side, magical, religious, philosophical approaches. The ancient Egyptians did not distinguish between them. Everything was all part of a single whole.